This mic, I'm not sure what to do with it. I like it, it's wireless, but it did not record the first 12 minutes of the video, so I'm going to re-record the first 12 minutes, and I'm starting off, before I get into the team, just showing some of the things I do with or just how the layout, like the budget overview. Everything else I recorded on Twitch, and up until the 12-minute mark, it didn't record anything. So I don't know. I'm using the same mic on my computer now, re-recording it. But the I'm a little concerned that I might get burnt with this because what you're seeing here, this budget, I'm spending a lot on new recruits. Now I'm looking at like the highest paid NIL people on my current roster, and they're going to need some raises. Now those right there are the recruits, and you can see I'm trying to raise the level of everything. Like my suggested facilities is higher. They say 10%, I'm doing 13. Staff 20, I'm doing 38. And all the new recruits are getting more. I'm trying to save for transfers. And I have 750 unspent, but I'm going to need to give people raises because as you can see, um, those freshmen, all of them are getting more than everybody that are currently on the roster. Now these are all 5 stars though. The only exception is my quarterback, who's a junior. So to keep him around, he's probably going to need a raise, and that's fine. Like my plan, looking at the budget, was, hey, if I have these resources, I mean, NIL, I don't know how it scales to actual money in real life, but I always say you could probably just make it 2 point whatever million and 2.15, 2.65 with the recruits. That's and these are some of the top players in the country. So when I go into recruiting and when I hand it over to myself, you'll see what I mean. So I'm going into recruiting now. This is weird because when I was doing this live, it came off a little easier. Also, my microphone is worse than the computer, so it's going to be like 2 people. But as you can see, I'm getting this player most likely. Some could go crazy, but we're talking #1 running back in the country, #2 player in the country. What I did is I went hard at 5 stars. I said, you know what? The 4 stars that I looked at were the guys that and I'll talk more about this later. But I look when it comes to 4 stars, I look at guys who are interested in going to UW. With and this right here, this is I think the second ranked quarterback. I mean wide receiver. So #1 ranked running back, #2 wide receiver, and I'm just hey whatever put a smile on their face when it came to NIL money. #1 ranked cornerback. Alabama was ahead. They pulled the scholarship. Nebraska has no chance. I'm getting the #1 ranked corner. And it's just go hard after them early, even if they're not looking at UW. If any 5-star has UW in the top 7, I'm going hard after them. You know, and I'm raising the bar as far as NIL. Like, what else are you going to spend it on? You want to get 5-star players. So I'm probably not going to get this safety. Michigan has the advantage. And usually, and I bailed on a lot of guys because I had a whole bunch of 5-stars, and I'm like, nah. Usually the pipeline tier isn't what I need it to be, so I bailed on it. With this safety, I'm gonna stick around. I'm not sure if I have a chance, but I'm not sure that I don't have a chance, especially because that visit is coming soon. And the thing that where I think I'm gonna lose him is the way Texas is creeping. Because Texas is going up. I'm probably already offering him more NIL. I mean, it's free safety, but I need safeties. So if I don't get him, I'm going hard after safety transfers now because I'm not doing this live. What I'm probably doing now is going into like where how I build up the recruit. At first, I'm just throwing the house, and it's simple. Like if you looked at any tutorials on recruiting, um, and I haven't looked at any for this. Like with NIL, I'm winging it. I don't know. I this could backfire because a lot of my players could look at, hey, you're giving these freshmen all this money, even some of the 4 stars. What's up? So I'm saving money to give them raises, saving money for transfers. But as you can see, I just go sit in the house, and then I, some of these guys, some of the 5 stars, I don't even. I save some hours, and I I don't even scout them because I don't care if I get like a red diamond or somebody who's a bus because I just need 5 stars. I need good players, and they need abundance of them. And then once I get enough to where I can at least guess, if I have to guess, then I soft sell. If I'm And that's a common strategy. Pretty much anybody who's playing this game, they're basically trying to get to a hard sell. And I think hard sells work a little bit better than they have in the past. Because once I started hard selling and even soft selling with a miss, like with 1x, that's when I started to flip. Now, some of these guys I'm still not getting. I'm probably only going to get 4, maybe at best 5 stars. But for UW in the first year, 23 ranked school, I'm taking it. I'm okay with that. The big issue that I might have is down the line. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get the Mike. I don't know if I'm going to get the Sam Coleman and Giuliano. Giuliano. Um, yeah, with him, I'm sending the house. I don't have enough intel to guess yet. I think one of these guys, I don't know if I do it before the 12-minute mark when the sound is on, but one of these cats, I do live because I just said, okay, maybe I haven't enough to do the process of elimination. Because you don't have to wait till you have all the question marks gone. Like that's kind of the basics. Everybody does this. The only thing that I might necessarily do that's different than some people, even though I haven't looked at like how people are doing it this year, because I'm trying to wing it and not like I'm trying to discover the meta on my own with NIL. But the only thing that when I have looked at what people did, because I wanted to see, because what are people doing that I'm not doing? Because I'm having good success. So I wasn't even like trying to learn the meta from other folks. But I can be dumb. So there were some things I wasn't doing. Like I wasn't doing enough of the elimination. Right now, one thing that they did change. Let me just throw in and say one thing that I did learn from other people in the previous game, and then I'm going to hand it to myself, is you get the freebie with the deal breaker. Now, ironically, with the deal breaker, now they just kind of know you get the freebie, so they just put it there for you. Okay, passing it to myself. Hours left. I'm going to see what I'm doing with them. So with this, Oregon might get them. I don't know, especially because they got a sooner visit. I try to get the visits in. Now, some people don't believe in visits, and I get it. You don't want to have a visit against a tough team and lose. Like if I was playing home against USC, that might be a problem with visits. Uh, I think Georgia has this guy. If Georgia wants him bad enough, and I'm already going nuts on an NIL, I don't need to. They can get the sound, but I think I got game with this Mike Backer. We'll see. I definitely think I can jump over Indiana because I'm already offering 265. Yeah, that's a lot of bread. But I'm like I have no pipeline on this kid, so who knows? But he's a green 4 star, number 2 quarterback in the country. Shoot, if you're trying to be that team that everybody wants to go to, you gotta go for it. I have a backup plan quarterback. I'll show you in a moment. Another 5 star that looks like a lock, definitely a lock. I'm not giving up this 5 star edge, and it's not a ton of NIL money. 205. I I don't even really at this point like 5 star first season. I don't care if you don't have any abilities or mentals. It's just funny that he doesn't. Like he's not that good of a player. He's not going to play in his first year. He shouldn't unless we have transfer issues or whatever. And him as a quarterback, he doesn't have a lot. I'm probably going to redshirt him. I mean, if you want a guarantee to start as a senior, redshirt or transfer. Yeah, go back to Indiana if I get him. Now, this is it's another 5 star corner that I think Georgia has him. I think yeah, pipeline and everything. I don't even know what the 1.3 multi X means. I could have gave him more NIL, but to me, it never really seemed like it was in striking range. But it's good to just be top 2 teams because anything could happen. They might do a flip or whatever. He might look at the Georgia cornerbacks and think I can't start over these guys or whatever. I don't know because he wants playing time, and I haven't even scouted him and don't intend to because I only got 30 hours. I can't scout him with that. Yeah, maybe, and a lot of these guys I'm sticking to. Like this is my backup plan B quarterback. No offers. I don't like his lack of acceleration. 81 acceleration. That's weak. Uh, Matter of fact, I got a defensive tackle somewhere. This my man has an 89 acceleration, so he's walking down that quarterback. But I think 88 throwing power. I can work with this. And 86 speed. I kind of can work with this. I don't know. So he's in consideration, but chances are not going to get him. And I'm okay not getting any quarterbacks. It's 4 star tackle. I'd like a 5 star tackle that'll just go out there and maul people and protect the quarterback, but it didn't break that way. I didn't see any great opportunities, but this looks like a lock. 4 star edge with a 92 acceleration. That's burst. He's getting off the football. I like acceleration more than speed for defensive linemen. Speed's nice, so that's like the next thing I'm looking at. Then I'm looking at do they have like can they get off the block? I don't really see this guy getting. I mean, block shedding that's good for a 76 speed rusher. Let me look at corner. I've had to leapfrog over LSU, which surprised me. I thought LSU had him. This is a Californian, and there's no California schools. UCLA is way down there at ninth, locked out. Like I scouted him and I saw this speed and acceleration, and I'm like, okay, let me put a little bit of bread on his books. So you know, he's that's a decent penny for a 4 star. Matter of fact, um, you, you know, might as well, might as well. Hold on, it didn't save. You got to press A to make it save. So yeah, you might as well. I think this is how you recruit. Now things, I'll do a follow up video and I'll be like, "Oh, everybody transferred because I offered all these kids this bread." Well, that's why I'm saving. Like I got 740 for a few big time transfers, a few def transfers, and some raises. So as long as that's the case, I think I'm good. But we'll see. Because I'm doing this blindly. I'm not listening to any advice. I'm just going by what I know from the previous games and kind of making assumptions based on logic when it comes to NIL. Like, what would I do if I was running a franchise like this? If I was running a school recruiting, and this is pretty much what I do. I'm like, we're gonna come here, we're gonna raise everything. You gave me this big ass budget with all this money. I already hired more staff and improved the facilities more than was recommended, and I had all this money laying around. I'm like, well, let's get some players. So it's an athletic tight end, 4-star. He's listed as an athlete, but I mean these aren't really eye popping numbers. But hey, 4-star player has strong mentals, no abilities, but strong mentals. Like some guys don't have nothing, but he upgrades the position compared to what we have now. It might not be right away. He might have like a 68 as a freshman and then have to grind it out and improve whatever, get in the weight room. Now, this cat, he's a 4-star with pretty mediocre, like all these 60s, just a decent pass blocker. Guys like that, they need to sit on the bench. And if I don't get him, big deal. But hey, Tennessee isn't even set up a visit yet. I think if I can get him to come to the school, I can leapfrog Tennessee. And at 120 NIL, what's the big deal? This is just a player in Spokane who wants to go to UW. I don't have a problem going after 3-stars, especially if I don't have like a team that's like perennial contender. And I mean like constantly in the playoffs, winning championships. Yeah, it's decent numbers, decent macros, and could just be a death piece. Could just be somebody who redshirts, I forget about a year or two, and then all of a sudden he's moved up. I've sent 3-star players to the pros. I had a 2-star fullback that ended up being pretty good, who actually got on the field regularly by his senior year. So I'm not against 3-stars, but typically, if I have enough recruiting hours, 9, 10 recruiting hours really isn't that much. Like usually I can improve the coach, get into the thousands. Then by this time, like around week 6 or whatever, then I can go in there and just start scouting, finding green diamonds and getting green diamond 3-stars to round out the recruiting class. I haven't signed anybody, so I'm not doing anything spectacular. But the way I see it is I'm in good with the number 1 running back. I'm probably going to get the number 1 running back. I'm probably going to get the number 2 wide receiver, number 1 corner. I have a chance at a number 1 safety, top 10 player. This is just my recruiting order. This is like the order in which I picked them. I don't think I'm getting him. I don't think I'm getting him. But I mean, realistically, I'm looking at 3, 4, 4 5-stars, maybe 5 5-stars. I'll take it. I'm not. This isn't LSU. This isn't Alabama. This isn't Notre Dame. So I'll take it. I'll take it. And then the 4-stars, enough guys that have like the athleticism. Athleticism. There are other things that I look for outside athleticism, like I think like stuff in the mid to high 70s. That usually translates the guys that aren't pass blocker pures that just pass block, and it's like you don't want to put them on the field because that's all they do. But even those guys, they tend to make good seniors because they become incredible pass blockers and decent run blockers. That can keep your offense on the field, keep getting first downs, especially because it's kind of easy to run the ball in this game. So That's the logic there. And some of these speed rushers are just off the charts. Like this guy, plus an 80 finesse moves, decent tackling. Like he's not weak. Matter of fact, he's top 10 in his position, top 50 in the country. This looks like a good recruiting class to start off, and that's my strategy. Is I go after a lot of 5 stars, and when it seems very obvious I can't get them, then I start to drop them off. Like he hell, oh, he has a verbal. I guess that's what that multi thing. Yeah. Well, so he might flip. I might keep him around, see if he goes on the visit. I don't. Or actually, he already had a visit, so I don't think I'm getting him. But the fact that I'm still there and everybody else is locked off means there's a chance. So we'll see what happens. I mean, notice like verbal commits are different this year because before when they had a verbal commit, that was pretty much done. They could still flip. I've had players flip after going somewhere else and then they end up on your team. But now it's just different. So I'm assuming we're not getting Nate Hollis. But that's a strategy. I'm looking to see, is there anybody else who's verbally committed? I don't see any other schools up there. So that's the strategy. I had, at one point, had like nothing but 5 stars and like a handful of 4 stars. And the 4 stars that I go after are usually the ones that have really good athletic stats and they like your school. So kind of guys who are in the area, like Californian, Washingtonian, another Californian, Vegas dude. This guy, or I'll go back and look at the 4 stars and nobody's offering. So they aren't offering him nothing. He doesn't. He wants to be closer to home. So I, if I can get him high enough, I'll try to do a sway and go after that proximity to home. Try to sway him on something else. Matter of fact, as a backup, because again, I like that acceleration, decent hit power, good zone coverage for a linebacker. I think I want to build up the rep with him. I might even, no, I don't have enough for a send the house, but definitely want to talk to his family, search him out, and keep in touch. Build it up. I'm not going to offer more than NIL money for somebody who's not getting a scholarship. Like I don't know what's up with NC State. Like NC State, why don't you want him? To me, at least for now, I think I've heard that the recruiting is bugged from people, but the bugs don't really start to show up until late when teams stop going after 4 stars like they should. But here's an example: like, why are they not offering him a scholarship? Too good of a player not to have any offers. I mean, you can kind of do that every now and then. Maybe guys can have some problems in class or they get into trouble. But now I can understand why they aren't offering him a scholarship because he's going to Washington. It'd be a waste of time. I think he's okay. I kind of like his stats, but why aren't the smaller schools going after the 4 star number 3 player in the country, quarterback, and he has no offers? Or that is, to me, that's where the game's just bugged, and it makes it too easy. Now, hey, if he's throwing up his hood on Instagram, then hey, that's why maybe you could add an intangible stat or something like that. He's subject to get in trouble in Florida from Eagle Lake. I even never heard of a lot of these cities. Eagle Lake. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I get down with recruiting. The only thing I'm a little worried about is I'm going to have to give out some raises, but it's not a tremendous amount of raises, I don't think. Because when I look at my existing players, and it's probably going to get tight if I lose to USC too. I don't have to play Ohio State. I do have to play Oregon. So probably my two toughest games, if I don't make the playoffs, it'll be because I lose to USC and Oregon. If I get both of those games, I'm in the playoffs. I don't think I might get Penn State's going to be tough, but especially on the road. Let's see. I mean, to me, this NIL is kind of low. Can I reorder it by NIL? That's what I want to do. Is like I want to sort by NIL. It's so many players and they ain't getting nothing. Like you can't give the kicker a coin or two. Yeah. I mean, you're a redshirt senior with an 84 overall. 70 ain't crazy, but Washington, you're getting a raise. Like Washington is probably gonna get at least 50. We're gonna put him over 100. We give him at least 45. Carr is decent. He fumbled, but his speed and acceleration are not far from Washington. Barrington is ridiculous. Like that's what I mean. The team. I was actually at a backup plan B running back. I'm like, I don't need two running backs. And then USC actually did what I think other teams should do is they offered him a scholarship, and then I'm like, dude, you're going to USC. There's no room here, and USC wants you. You're a 4-star. Go to USC. So I stopped recruiting them. Roebuck's getting a raise. Some of these guys, just to keep them around, they might not get in the hundreds, but they might get in the 50s. So yeah, a lot of players are getting raises. Like to me, all these zeros are kind of crazy. A lot of players are gonna get a little 5 here and there. You, that's gonna be the new thing. Everybody's getting at least 5. I think I can afford that. We'll see. Because I want to create a new standard. Because there's a new, as they say, a new sheriff in town. That's how I'm doing it. I'm not trying to be cheap. But I mean, some of these guys, like you're a senior and you're a 78. That's not why I'm offering them freshmen that bread. I wonder if they show. Nah, it's too early. But maybe like once a bunch of players are signed, you can see what the other schools are offering people. Because some of these guys, unless I'm offering the right amount of money, I'm not getting them. Like I don't think I would have got him. It's like, yo, you're 200. Well, I do declare. Okay. Or, 225. But he's top 10 in the country. Michigan is like, oh, wait, hold on a second. USC is like, it's a Californian and they offering them all this. Yeah, USC, welcome to the Terradome. So that's my philosophy. It could get sketchy when 5% rain. Wait, 79% rain. What's that drop? Like how you gonna have 70? Oh, is that the weather with 5% precipitation? That's in California too. But I'm not super worried about USC. I'm more worried about Oregon. I almost never beat Oregon the first time. I don't think it's tough to beat Oregon. Beating Oregon is why I'm throwing that recruiting money on some of these players. I want to be able to beat Oregon. Let me see my schedule. Okay, I'm not that dumb. I found it. Damn, Purdue is bad this year. 0-4, bro. Come on, Purdue. Nebraska's going to be tough. At Nebraska. At least I'm playing Penn State at home. Penn State is never easy, initially at least. Indiana, I keep saying, like, this is the same old Indiana. I have trouble taking Indiana seriously and trying to steal the number one or number two, I think he is, quarterback from them. But, I mean, we'll see. I just can't picture losing to Indiana. I've never lost to Indiana. They most of the time and I know they're the champs and everything, but most of the time when I play them in a video game, they don't even have any fans in their stadium. So I don't know. I'm not gonna go in there um, thinking it's gonna be easy after Ole Miss kicked my ass in the preseason and UNLV, but I just can't picture it. So we'll see. I'm sure Indiana is stacked, locked, loaded, number three in the country. But this typically, even though they're 2-2, is just it's just difficult. Plus, I'm playing on the road, so we'll see. But for now, you know, I like what Washington's cooking.